able-bodied persons willing to do it. There are other terrorists out there.
Meanwhile, there was another... Also in a
Well, I'm sorry, we seem to be having some technical problems with tonight's UTV Live. I would ask you to stay with us just for the moment to see if we can perhaps get back on air with the programme. Please stay with us. Well, I'm sorry, we do seem to be having continuing problems with tonight's edition of UTV Live. I apologise for that. I hope you can stay with us until such times as we get the programme back on air. It's now been established that we're having some difficulties with sound on tonight's UTV Live. I hope you can stay with us for the time being until such times as we are back on air with tonight's UTV Live. Thank you very much indeed for your patience. Again, I must apologise for this break in transmission just at the moment. We are trying to get you back on air. We have identified it as a sound problem, and if you could just bear with us, we hope to be back on air as soon as possible. Thank you for your patience.
Good evening, you're watching UTV Live, and I'd like to apologise for a technical failure in UTV, which meant that we weren't able to bring you the normal programme. We now continue with the reaction to today's event at Stormont, and the Secretary of State says that Sinn Féin must hold its special Ardèche on policing before the planned election next March. Jerry Adams says Peter Hain is playing politics with the issue. Here's our political editor, Ken Reid. Coming up after the break, were you one of the lucky ones? We report on a run on the bank as people collected their own George Best memento. We're back in just a minute. Good evening again, you're with UTV Live. Programme slightly different tonight because of a technical problem that we have in UTV, but we are bringing you this programme all the same. Now, with the Christmas party season in full swing, the police are paying particular attention to the roads and the drivers who drink. Last year, 552 drivers were caught drinking and driving in the 4 weeks before Christmas. This year, the police say that there is no hiding place for those who put themselves and other road users in danger by driving while over the legal limit. Liam Cray went on patrol with the police on Saturday night and found that perhaps, just perhaps, the drink-drive message is getting through. Well, now we can cross to Gary, who's here with tonight's sport.
Thanks, Paul. Lansdowne Road got a terrific international send-off yesterday as Ireland ran out 61-17 winners over the Pacific Islanders. The day was a personal triumph for Ulster's Paddy Wallace, who put on a man-of-the-match performance in his first start for his country. No wonder he was pleased. And that's it from a shorter-than-usual sport, Paul.
Gary, thank you. Well, now, George Best fans have been lining their pockets by purchasing a £5 note which pays tribute to the footballing legend. The Ulster Bank notes were available over the counter today, and scores of people queued at branches to get hold of one. Vicky Hawthorne joined the queues. Well, just before we go tonight, a reminder of our top story. Police investigating Michael Stone's attack at Stormont on Friday have been searching a house in Dundonald. Just about brings us to the end of tonight's programme. Normal service, I am certain, will be resumed tomorrow, but right now it's 6:30.